The opposition represents the views of those who disagree with the way our country is being managed, Mr. Speaker. So, for those who feel they don't have a voice in this House, Mipla opposition in Makim Yubla.
Thank you.
28 billion, 6 records in a row. Let me acknowledge the hardest working minister in government, because it can't be easy for the Treasurer managing special requests from government MPs daily. And also, let me acknowledge that this is the first time the Treasurer has not brought a supplementary budget to the floor. Congratulations, Treasurer. Thank you, Treasurer, for the reduction in GST. Thank you for raising a lot of revenue every year. I give you an A+, Treasurer. However, this budget and any other budget is not just a money-raising tool. The budget needs to have an impact on the lives of our people, and it has to impact the health of our economy. Mr. Treasurer, while you have been working really hard, I keep wondering whose job is it to repair the economy? Mr. Speaker, I have a problem with the transparency on actual cash transfers. Early this year, the Treasurer failed to table the final budget outcome for 2023.
Yes.
In that report, which came out of Treasury, a total of 1 billion Kina was transferred to certain provinces, as indicated in that report. To this day, we have not been told which special provinces received this 1 billion Kina. One province, I hear, received 280 million Kina, and they bought buildings in Port Moresby with that. So, Yuplo, Sipik, or Simbu, or Central, or New Island, who side through Ikisim, sampla scale below Desla 1 billion. They are very large capital items. And our good Minister for Finance who just spoke, I asked him about 1.15 billion last week, and he denied any knowledge of it. So I remind you, good Finance Minister, on page 230 to 235, Volume 2, Part A, of this budget that we are going to pass now, next year, you are being given another 1.15 billion. Tubla now? When are you going to tell the people of Papua New Guinea what you have done with that money? This is not million, this is billion. 2.3 billion.
They have to know.
The people need to know. You know can point loha. You talk, you know sabe. Na me talking you page them stop long. I have serious issues with cash transfers to agencies, Mr. Speaker. According to the 2024 MAIFO, which the good minister just quoted, all provinces have only received 30% of their grants as of now. All provinces. I'm report play. You can go and read the MAIFO. As of yesterday, when I spoke to my provincial administrator, ECPIC is still owed 50 million in grants. The Provincial Health Authority is owed 16.7 million in grants. And of that 1.15 billion that Stablo Handblong, Minister Blong, Finance, 10 million kinablo ECPIC, I mean lose.
Please.
All PHAs around the country have only received 40% of their grants for this year, as we sit in this House, according to your reports. Your reports. PNG, UPNG, Unitech, UNRE, and University of Goroka have only received 20% of their funds. They are not in this House to speak. When we were debating the terrorism bill, me being like Hatim, Minister of Police, until I checked and realized that of the 629 million promised to police, the police only received 10 million of their 200 million PIP. And of their operational funds, all police ikisim 30% that's all. It is for that reason I did not question the minister, because I know the police have not received their funding. We all want solutions to law and order, but the agency tasked with doing this frontline work are not given the money. So, mouse warata solna, true, kaya belum minogo.
goodness.
M&E for impact and budget outcomes.
Order.
Next year's budget, there's 7 billion in PIP. This year, there was 10 billion in PIP, Mr. Deputy Speaker. So over 6 budgets, a total of 50 billion will have been spent in public investment programs. No other government in the history of Papua New Guinea will have spent this kind of money on PIP.
My goodness.
Could the responsible department bring in some M&E reports and tell the people of Papua New Guinea what's happened to these massive public investment funds that have been spent? I'm sure Papua New Guineans want to know, because life no innocent is legal.
Now.
This government needs 13 years to repair the budget, they say. Do they also need 13 years to repair the economy? We know repairing the budget requires a lot of borrowing and printing of money. What do we need to repair the economy? Can they tell us as well? While the government busies itself with repairing the budget, who is repairing the massive damage to our economy?
Good question.
Mr. Deputy Speaker, by next year, this government will have spent a total of 145 billion from 2020 to 2025. This is an alarming thing that you may not kamna. No at one time you may kiss one report lo this la floor on this massive expenditure. Departments get 300, 400, 500 million, and there is no accountability on this floor, Mr. Speaker. What always happens is that Prime Minister and ministers will say, "Mipla give him yupla PSIP na DSIP, passing mouse na golo place na walk." Mr. Deputy Speaker, the PSIP and DSIP constitutes only 4% of the budget. By you may look lo 4% lo budget na passing I lo 96% of the budget. You may talking public lo look lo 4%. Na tribe lo 94% you may item lo side. Brilliant magic tricks. 3 years ago, as Chairman of Plans and Estimates, I warned the government about borrowing too much money due to my concerns that it would drive inflation at a time when the overall productivity of our economy was poor. Mr. Deputy Speaker, what the government has done is very creative, very cunning, and very sneaky. By borrowing money and dropping it into the economy, they grew nominal GDP by 137 billion, and meantime, real GDP only grew from 66 billion to 76 billion. So in the same period, where nominal budget grew by 58 billion, real GDP only grew by 10 billion. Now, lot pisin, nominal GDP, I mean we can talk also Giaman GDP, because you throw money go inside. Now I'm by go big plan. Real GDP is what actually happens in the economy, through something. So our real productive economy only grew by 10 billion. So, government, it is your challenge to change that. You can't allow this to continue, because that gap is exactly the living crisis that our people feel in their pockets. It is based on the true GDP. You know, this like Gaman nominal GDP, 137 billion, you may fight in Broslo. I have some more concerns. The good treasurer, the member for New Ireland and my good friend, keeps talking about deep budget holes.
Yes.
I want to show him some budget holes that he ignored in his statement. So, on volume 3A, page 555 to 554, we see that Works Department is going to receive about 1.6 billion, mostly for Connect PNG and for other roads. I want to say that that is a big improvement from the 600 million this year. I also note that there's 300 million for arrears for Connect PNG contractors. So, tribal money straight here. You know, I thank you for finally trying to balance it, but let me raise another concern. Total PNG contracts, total Connect PNG contracts now stand at around 10 billion Kina.
Wow.
Because the last time I raised the issue, I know the minister came to this floor and said it was 7 billion. Now, Mr. Speaker, Finance Minister or Works Minister need to table all of those contracts in Parliament because this 10 billion here, it is a liability. It is not part of the 64 billion Kina debt. And what you are doing a lot of times is giving a contract. In the past, when you give a contract for 300 million, you are supposed to take the 300 million and put it into a works trust account. You are not doing that anymore. You are giving a contract into the future. So, at the next sitting, I urge whichever minister it is, finance that manages contracts or works that manages the actual building of the roads, to table all of the contracts so the people of Papua New Guinea can survey.
Yes, yes, yes.
2 weeks ago, the Secretary for the Attorney Generals said in the newspapers that there are almost 10 billion Kina in claims against the state. Mr. Speaker, we need a briefing from the Attorney General so that our leaders from Papua New Guinea can aware of what are these potential liabilities sitting off the books. We need the total claims of 10 billion at least in a summary report presented to the members of Parliament, Mr. Speaker. In Treasury, you will notice that there's a 299 million budget there under 207 to pay for arrears. Now, these are arrears here. What is the total number? Is it 6 billion? Is it 7 billion? Could the Treasurer table a report on this floor to tell the people of Papua New Guinea what is that bill? Because it is not part of the 64 billion official debt that we are talking about. Mr. Deputy Speaker, I received a communication from the Employers Federation of Papua New Guinea. This is something that many of us suspected over time. Now, our businesses, our honest, genuine businesses, based on the fact that the government automatically removes 10% GST, they are owed between 3 and 4 billion in GST rebates. Now, they have written to the government, and the government refused to respond to them. Now, that is a liability, because in order to pay them back, in this budget book, we have to make an allocation to pay them back. IRC cannot give them the rebates. So there's 3 or 4 billion. Mr. Deputy Speaker, 30,000 genuine businesses have applied for these rebates, and they are still waiting. This government is killing honest and genuine businesses by withholding rebates that they are owed.